Hey, soul survivors, welcome to class. We are going to learn about the brain damage that happens. So, if you are struggling with some of your memory, even the way that you use your words, it could be because of the narcissistic abuse that you've been through. So, what happens is your amygdala starts to swell, and that's your fight or flight, your response system to fear. And a lot of times it's in a heightened state. So, it continues being in that heightened state, which causes the rest of the brain to adapt from the swelling of the amygdala. Other portions of your brain may start to shrink, which causes problems in memory, processing, linguistic skills. You may start to stammer, stutter, and even with the words that you use. Now, when you're with a narcissist, you start really being very, very cautious, always looking for the exact perfect word to use. So you start using specific words instead of a more vast array of different words that you can use. So when you're going through the brain fog, it's also hard to pull from your memory. It's part of the hippocampus that changes your short-term into long-term memory, and it is in a different state. So it's not communicating as much as it normally does. So you have limited resources. You may start to not read at leisure like you used to. You may not vocalize as much because you've been silenced for so long. So over time, you're not utilizing your skills, you're not accessing those parts of the brain, and it starts to become more of a habit and also trauma response that you're not using the exact words, you're not processing, your brain has been damaged. So if you continue on with a narcissist, it's going to continue to cause that brain damage, which is going to continue to cause the brain fog, the limited linguistics, trouble communicating with people, also the isolation that we go through. So it's really important that we heal our brain. Now, if you're going to continue having that abuse, it's going to continue with that struggle, possibly even more brain damage. But when we're healing, we have to heal our body first. And it's kind of like if you're on crutches with a broken leg, you need to rely on that one leg till both legs are healed again, and you can use them both. So we realize that our brain is damaged, but if we can heal our body, relieve some of that physiological stress that we've been under, our brains are going to start to heal. Think of it as a crutch. We're going to heal our bodies. We're going to relax. We're going to get out of that fight or flight mode. And as our body starts to heal, possibly our weight will adjust better to whatever is good for us. Possibly if you have problems with your heart or blood pressure or diabetes, that's going to start to alleviate. And share some of your success stories on some of the things that you have overcome after you got rid of the narcissistic abuse, because it will damage not only your brain, but your body. So heal your body on meditation or yoga or relaxation or going swimming or exercise or just feeling good, getting out, going for a walk. And eventually, when we start to calm ourselves and give some of that pressure from our amygdala, get it out of that fight or flight mode to where it feels safe again, it's going to start helping us retrieve what we need to retrieve, communicate with people the right way. I know for myself, I struggled with the brain fog. If you go back in time, I've been doing YouTube about 2-3 years now. You will see in the beginning that I was a lot more stuttering, like stammering, where it's you can see sometimes the way that my brain processes, where it's a little bit trying to come together with things. I've been to law school, nursing school, worked on master's of education, nail tech, cosmetology. I graduated with 100 extra credits undergrad. So I'm usually really good with words, with comprehension, with communication. But I will tell you that when I went through the narcissistic abuse, that I had trouble even just stating common things. Hey, I want to go to the store. I want to go to the, it's almost like you can't form easy conversations. So comment below if you've struggled with the communication skills. And as a teacher, there were some times that I was kind of looking for the right word to say. And it was easy, grab your crayons, grab your pencils. But my mind was so in that fight or flight mode that it just wasn't working right. So I could get through the day, I could make it through, but it wasn't a comfortable and it wasn't a natural. And eventually it starts coming back. So the only proof I have for you guys is just compare a couple of my first and last videos that hopefully they do seem a little bit better, just to show you this. The healing does happen, confidence, and where you're not as afraid that you're going to stammer and stump. See, it still happens to where the stuttering isn't as pronounced, or a lack of vocabulary where it just starts reprocessing and you can start to enjoy reading again and getting that brain strong to where you're going to comprehend. So if you guys have been through having some CPTSD, complex post-traumatic stress disorder, brain fog, irritability, inability to study, that and as far as studying, not necessarily in school, something you really want to read and comprehend. Are you able to comprehend? Does your mind wander? Is it overwhelming sometimes? Or do you lose track of where you were? That can be a trauma response, especially if you never really struggled before. I used to have a really good photographic memory. I got an A in French, foreign language, and I had mono, so I wasn't in school that much. 41 days my senior year. And I got an A because I was able to process, look in my mind, and check off that visual sheet. And I was able to access things like that. I could read something and be committed to my memory. I could be told something one time, committed to memory. But when I was going through that narcissistic abuse, I was also in nursing school, and I noticed, like, whoa, I got to write some of this stuff down, to where I used to, 2 tablespoons. Okay, I'll remember that. Now it's like, is it 2 or 3 or teaspoons or tablespoons? That it took time to heal my brain. I'm still struggling, but it's getting a lot better. And I want it to get better for you too. So comment some of the struggles that you've had. When we heal our bodies, we heal our brains. And, you know, when we're overthinking, we're kind of overworking our brain. Just like that broken leg analogy. When you have a broken leg, you use it even just once a day. That can keep it in damage mode. So the overthinking, if we can try to alleviate that, or to redirect ourselves during the rumination, where we're not constantly thinking in the negative, to where we think in the positive, that'll calm us and give us some security. But if we're always in that fight or flight, that is going to keep the damage. Think of that as like walking on that broken leg. This, think about it as just kind of having it floating in the water, to where you're not really utilizing it, you're soothing it, and healing will happen. So A+ for today. Thanks for listening. Comment, and one-on-ones are available. Share your stories so other people know that they're not alone. I'll see you in the next video.